So one of the I see in the chat message that somebody has said we are fine, but I wonder if the sample size is sufficient to be able to generalize to the whole class. But that's more of a, I'm not qualified to answer that question, so I'll leave it to you guys. The question. All right, so there's Yago, super. Okay, so in terms of announcements, the leaderboard, sorry, we didn't get it up last night. Apologies for that. It's going to go up today. Most of you have gotten your grades back. There's a guest talk tonight from one of our 2017 fellows, Sampson. He's going to talk about a couple of different things. And so Sampson is somebody who has gone on to do a lot of, I guess, policy and community engagement work. Maybe not community engagement, but I'd say more on the policy side. He's very strong at building networks, so he's going to talk about, I have to actually find out what he's going to talk about, but he's gone on to do some interesting things post-10 Academy. Data Camp, early next week, we'll be seeing so we've gotten free subscriptions. Thank you to, I think it was to, I have to see which one of the students it was. I think it was Ilurkul, but I'm not 100% sure, who had made the connection, which is wonderful. And so we'll be getting Data Camp, we'll be putting out to the entire team for at least 1 year. And finally, before we get into the reflection session, I'm saying this while I'm tired myself, but the general sense seems to be that people are getting tired. And when you get tired, you start to make mistakes, but it's not as fun as it used to be. And so we need to find together a solution as a community. And at least for me, my solution would be that we rely on each other as a community to get us through these difficult times. Because it doesn't need to be difficult. It can still be, even if it's a challenge, even if it's lots of work, it can be fun. But we don't want to see people getting tired and getting burned out, and people getting sort of that fun aspect or the positive aspect getting lost in the, it's possible to work hard, it's possible to be tired, but living in a country where people are perpetually tired, like I do in Germany, there's a sourness that can creep in. And we want to make sure that it's still a good place to be.
I mean, I want to stress that that's really the key element. Why this thing, we think it works, is because people are excited. And there is definitely a balance. I mean, it's a lot of work we need to upgrade ourselves into a work readiness. And work readiness, I think, within the context of the, just low paid job, probably you are, you can apply a few times and get it. I think that's fine. But what 10 Academy stand for is like high performance. And that requires, that's why we just try to push as much as we can from our experience from different parts of the world, that you want to be able to compete at different levels, just not only just to your local area, to your environment, but you have to have like baseline, at least, that would make you competent across many streams, across many regions. So whether you are working remote from, for a company in Europe, or working for a very, startup in your local area where they really need quite an intensive, to grow up, they need really quite intensive workforce, or to a company that is competent and trying to do the best. So those kind of baselines require a certain form of exposure, a certain form of like discipline, and a certain form of work ethic. But at the same time, while training here, of course, we need to find really that balance where like we still get expose you to that kind of stressful state without breaking. So yeah, I think for me, I think it's quite an immediate thing we need to find as a group, a solution such that everyone kind of feels okay and kind of continues. So that's just to reflect, to chip in.
And just to add to that, I mean, that's one of the reasons why Prosper's here. Prosper keeps trying. I'm not sure how much response he's getting in terms of people participating in the PA or answering different questions, but there's a solution that's implemented, and I'm 100% sure that if someone in the community has ideas on how, for stress relief, be it music or chatting or talking, somebody had once said, let's talk about sports, all of those things are there. So I think it's important to find that solution.
Aaron?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, so I think as we get along, we keep trying new things to see which ones would work. I mean, I don't mind maybe one of the times in our week we decide to say, hey guys, we want to watch football together, watch a movie together, maybe one Saturday, Sunday, just to get everyone together. So I think we'll keep trying new things to see which ones will keep our members stuck in and not just connected to doing data science things, just to let them disconnect and have a good time whilst learning. So we'll do our best to ensure that we have them here and to ensure that they keep enjoying their togetherness as a team whilst working together. So yeah, that's what I have to say.
So, I mean, another part, I think, when you are talking, if you have a solution or kind of an idea, I think Kane, if I'm not mistaken, is the one, or Bella, I'm not sure which one, the kind of suggestion about some kind of like alternating between weeks from, and one of the problem with that is just that then it will really basically have the kind of the number of challenges, the number of experiences that you would have by the end, or we have to extend. So it's kind of, this is where the real issue there is. But if you have other suggestions, please really just speak it out, like what you think would work for you. So you may not even try to think about everybody, but just think about for you, you know, where you are in that kind of tiredness scale, kind of like, and just try to reflect if you have some kind of proposals, just what would work for you.
Okay, can I just say something, sir?
Yeah, go on, Emmanuel.
Okay, I was feeling very down for, like, I've not been able to work for some days now. Like, it has been really frustrating for me for some times now. But this morning, I went to YouTube to just like check some videos, and there was a video I watched that was really motivating, that like it made me to remember the reason why I came to this program in the first place, like, and some things that I'm passionate about, what's like the end goal I have exactly. So like that was just the idea I had. So like I want to just try to inspire people, young people around me, to also pursue a career in data science. So if I'm not able to try to be strong in times like this, like I don't know how I will be able to tell them that they should be strong. So I'm just like trying to do my best to inspire people, like when it's tough so I was able to go back to the work and start working back. So it's more inspiration. I think if you can inspire yourself with some videos and other things on YouTube to go a long way and remind ourselves of why we are in this program in the first place, what we aim to achieve from this. So that was just the idea.
Right.
All right. I'm just going to mute Sebastian so we don't get the feedback. All right. So who wants to proceed with the reflection?
Or we have a code that would do the prediction, and most likely, like, we'll test another time if it comes out to be a people exactly.
That finds people who are not here.
Yeah. So otherwise, Mwakeli, you have done something amazing just to predict the exact opposite, which is who's not going to be here.
Was it Mokali or Anna? I don't remember.
No, it's Mwakeli who, I mean, this current code is contributed by Mwakeli.
Okay.
So it's kind of maybe probabilistic inside. I don't know, like what she did. But Jai, is he here?
No, John's not here.
Okay, then.
He's watching football. So who wants to go, guys? Who wants to reflect on the week? So it's Friday. We're going to reflect on the week. All right. At least now we're back to stable state where Lowell volunteers first.
Hello, everyone.
Morning.
Yeah. So throughout the whole week, been quite demanding, both in terms of understanding the project and having the technical competence to carry it out, which I think that's what I have up to now.
Well, I can't understand what you're saying. Could you try either speak more loudly or more clearly?
Okay, what about now? Can you hear me better?
Yeah.
Much better.
Okay, all right. So, hello, good morning. So yeah, the week for me has been kind of demanding and, well, I would like to say frustrating too, both in terms of understanding the project and the having the technical competence to carry it out, which I still doubt I have now. But I think I had it earlier this morning. So yeah, I think for now I kind of understand the whole concept, which I think is too late, but I'm still very proud I do, because well, this is my first time having to do anything with A/B testing. So because of some couple of questions I asked yesterday, I think I understand better now how to go about starting, which is kind of unusual, starting by Friday. So, but then I think I've been able to know what I will use as my matrix. I think going by the cargo challenge, I should be I went through it, I understood what they did there. So I should be able to reproduce the same thing for the project. And from there, I'll see what I can accomplish before the end of Saturday when I have to submit. So yeah, it's been a really humbling week, I would say. Thank you.
All right. Who else is? We're all starting the code on Friday. All right, Kevin Carubia.
Hello,
Hello.
can you hear me? Okay. The week has been okay. For me, this was the first actual hard week where I was like, what's going on? I'm not really the statistics background, so understanding A/B testing was kind of hard for me. But I'm a hands-on person. Once I go through the code and start coding, I understand what we were supposed to do. That happened last week, and it's happening now, and I'm looking forward to finishing it, to finish the rest of the code. I'm already done with the classical A/B testing and the ML one. I want to start on the sequential one, and I'm really looking forward to it. So yeah, thank you so much, and have a good day.
All right, thanks, Kevin. Who would like to contribute next? We can also take recommendations. We can take nominations. Okay, now that we've heard the Chelsea roast, we can go to Victoria. Is Victoria here? No, Victoria's not here. Then Jeanette.
Hello, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Murakoze.
Sorry?
Murakoze.
Murakoze cyane. So this week have been quite challenging too, as the last week, but I try to manage and to understand what we are supposed to do. Like each week when I see the challenge, I'm feeling like, what am I going to submit on Saturday? But surprisingly, I have something to submit. And this week too, I've managed to understand what the concept behind the A/B testing and the sequential one. Actually, I've started the coding part yesterday. That's where I have found the starting code, what I have to do. I'm done with the classical one. I'm planning to continue with the machine learning part. Maybe I'll be done by today, but to test, and tomorrow I will continue by doing the presentation part. Yeah, that's what I think I have to do. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Jeanette.
Murakoze.
Murakoze cyane. We have Kevin, Victoria, Jeanette, Ada.
Good morning. Okay, I'm done with the machine learning and classical part. Today I'm planning to do the sequential part and then maybe start on my report. That's all.
All right, thanks. Rahel? Is Rahel here? Seems like Rahel's not here. Okay. Emmanuel Osualole?
Okay, I've gone ahead before, but I'm also working on the challenge. I've done a little in most of the work, but I've not started with the presentation. So hopefully I'll be done with the classical and the machine learning. Then I'll focus on the presentation.
All right, Stephanie?
Good morning, everyone. I'm actually bad. I'm not feeling too well. I've done the classical and machine learning part. I'll work on the sequential later in the day and start on my report maybe tonight. Thank you.
All right. Mokali?
Good morning.
Good morning.
So I have actually finished the whole classical part and the machine learning as well, and still sequential. I still don't quite understand it as much, although I'm kind of getting there. So I'm planning on finishing on that today, as well as finish. I had started the report halfway as I got the few details along the way, and I'm planning on finishing that today as well. So yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Magali. Next up is Gerald. Wamuyu?
Good morning.
Morning.
So, for me, yesterday I worked on the sequential part of the code. I found a blog post on Medium which had explained the general A/B testing and had the code released in the GitHub repository, so I was able to follow the classical one there. Then now the sequential, I use the snippets given, and now today I want to optimize my code and try to make it more functional because it's a bit spaghetti. Yeah, and work on my GitHub and publishing it, and then and then my report. So today that's the work for today and tomorrow. Yeah.
All right, thank you. Somebody recommended Augustine. I think normally he can't speak, and he's, I don't see him on the call right now. We have Biniam. Is Biniam here? No, seems like Biniam's not here. Rahel, are you back? No. Natanan?
Hello, can you hear me? Yeah. Hello, everyone. I've been working on the code since Wednesday, and unfortunately, I'm trying to figure out how the sequential test works, and I think that's taking me a bit of time. But I've done the classical one, and that seems good. Also, the sequential part, I think, is coming. Is also kind of working, I think. And I hope I finish that today. And also, I think I'll be able to do the machine learning as well. Thank you.
All right, thanks. We have Elvis. Is Elvis in the building? Is Elvis there?
Sure. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, good morning. And I've been able to do the classical part, and I'm underway in machine learning, and also I've started my reporting. So I hope I will finish before the end of the day. Yeah. Thank you. No blockers.
All right.
And also maybe to give a suggestion or some kind of comment on what you started about us getting a little bit tired. I was thinking if we can be having maybe a session after 2 weeks where we just talk and reflect why we came into this program, and that can be something to give us some energy to continue. Some session, kind of session, you remind us yeah, of the bigger picture of this program. Yeah, thank you.
All right, thanks, Elvis. I think that's a good suggestion. So next week we need to organize the one-on-one meetings, and maybe after that we can organize this. Where are we going? So I think that's a good idea.
Yeah. So I think actually last week also I said, because just to reflect and to more communicate our learning, like the kind of our training style, just maybe some of you might get, might have not remember or didn't reflect much, why we do this thing, like weekly challenge based and a lot more self-learning driven approach. So maybe just, yeah, just let's keep it in mind. Also, we may just need to set up a time just to talk, like maybe even after this or tomorrow, and not tomorrow, so next week sometime, just to give you an overview, like on why we chose this way of learning or this way of interaction.
Tijunasumi? Sunmi?
Okay. And good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Good morning.
Oh, okay. Good morning. Okay. Well, my challenge, I've been trying since yesterday night. I'm working on the machine learning part. So, and it's giving me a bit of challenge because the material that was provided, the code wasn't written in R and not in Python. So it's been a lot trying to understand, but I understand it, but just the language part. So I'm just trying to go online to actually look for other ways to finish to do it. And then that part that's really made it difficult again was when they said they want us to use a 5-fold cross validation. So I'm really trying to figure it out and compare it to when I went online, the 5-fold cross validation had a different code. Then the logistic regression code to has a different code. So I'm trying to understand what they are both doing and merge it together but now that I'm hearing that most people have done the machine learning part, so I'm just going to ask for help immediately this is over. Thank you.
All right. So I think that comes to, is there any other recommendations? Anyone else want to speak or reflections? Rio Dev says it's too noisy there. Would anyone else like to? Rahel. Okay, we had tried to get you before. Thanks. Please go ahead, Rahel.
Yeah, good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Connection is not stable here. So this week was really intense and really challenging. And I think it's because it requires, deep understanding and also technical. And I feel like it requires more experience and more knowledge to actually do the challenge. And I was also questioning myself if I should be here in the first place. But now that I see this is some kind of common feeling, I feel a little better. And the best thing is I'm just trying to do my best and learn new things every day. And just remember that this is just the beginning. So I think that's a good thing. Thank you.
Thanks, Rahel. I think that's really, when we talked with Arun, I told him on Thursday people would start struggling, and the reason is exactly with that feeling. I mean, it's A/B testing is simple, but the more you start getting into it, you start really understanding the challenge, and for me, it's a good thing to hear that you start appreciating it, because then I know when you get in the job, you're not going to be, the problem actually has been always that people just take A/B testing and it's simple. They run a code. You don't even need to run a code. There is probably the, an online thing. You just put the number, you get a result, that's it, right? It's like, you don't need anything. Like anyone can do A/B testing. And that has been always the reason why almost one of Google's studies said more than 80%, probably 90%, probably 99% of the results are useless. Just doesn't help your business. So, and it's really that element where the difference is about understanding, like just how it's so complicated while it's so easy. And then when you are understanding that, you're actually, I would say, you're really ready. Like for me, it's like I want to hire people who appreciate that element than someone who just give me a result, right? So it's actually take it as a way of, like, there are a number of fields like that. One is in physics called quantum physics, where people just from the beginning, they said, if you understand it, if you feel you understand it, you are basically, I'm not going to hire you because exactly you don't understand it. These things are not natural. These are kind of, you have to be careful. You have to be very kind of understand there are many ways that you get confused. But so the point, no one in real life will give you only 1 week to do A/B testing. Even once you are experienced, they probably will give you a little bit more time, but you have to design it, you have to do end to end. So this is a kind of really an exposure that in any company you go, you are now more likely to be in the top 20% who would make a real difference using A/B testing than someone else who just is comfortable who does A/B testing. So just take it as a credit for yourself. And it's really that why we want you here is just because you can pass through it. Like you can go through, the very first part and get through the disappointment and not understanding, and then finally kind of come out with a little bit of understanding, appreciation. So that's where really the word I would like to use. Sometimes it's not clear to say appreciation, but you start appreciating the complexities as well as also the simplicities inside that field. And that's really, I don't know how to say it, but it's really great to hear everything that you guys are saying, because that's a sign you are understanding it. And so, yeah, you really belong here. And we really are right in that way that, we selected really amazing people who just persist and continue. And only thing is that just don't get discouraged by being overwhelmed, kind of by not understanding, because everything starts like that and then gets easier. And it's also not, I don't expect you to understand everything. I expect you to appreciate it and then to try your best and then go on. And that's really the requirement. And that's why sequential testing, it's slightly complicated. For Ababao, like when he does it for Arduino, it took him about 3 weeks, 4 weeks to implement that part that he gave you. So it's kind of, in a normal job, sometimes actually it's slightly longer. Of course, you have to be careful, you have to design it, but it's not easy. And here we're compressing, so you kind of are stress tested. So know that element that you're actually being stress tested, and you are expected to perform better than what you are expected to do in a job. And that's kind of good, that's kind of like, that's why it's much harder and then you move fast, and then you kind of get the elements, the essential elements, and you move on. And next time you encounter it, you have the elements, the essential elements, where to focus, what to be careful. And then you will have that time to actually then do the learning. So I hope that I'm clear, but I really want to say that this is really doing well. I think most of the questions that are raised, I've been answering some of the questions. It's really great. Just keep doing that. And that's the whole thing that's required. So, yeah.
On that note, yeah, I don't know. It sounds like everyone's busy. Everyone's getting tired. You're making progress. I think we're on the right track. So I'd say let's get to it.
Yep. Great.
All right. Thanks.
Yeah. So if you have anything, just ask it, and I will try my best, as well as everybody's trying their best, try to answer. And there is a collective knowledge. People coming from statistics with who can help. And so just ask it and try to, you know, have just the essential elements of it. And then, as I think Wamuyu said, like try to then just put together your things, you know, read the kind of the challenge part such that your code is kind of modular, you know, you have README in your thing, and then have like the basic understanding, kind of whatever you understood, put it in a slide. That's all that's required, and submit it on time. I think that takes you much more further. So keep doing that. And yeah, well done, everyone.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.